I was watching a podcast and it was about, oh, by the way, it was a panel show. So a little discussion. And the question was, what is a coon and who is a coon? And the panel seemed like it was split on whether people view Candace Owens as a coon. But before I get into the Candace Owens thought process, let's say what a coon is. To me, a coon is a person that aligns with another group of people that don't look like them. Some could say they're sellouts. Some people like the term Sambos. A lot of people mistaken the term by calling those people Uncle Toms or Uncle Ruckus type. And if you watch the Boondocks and you know the character Uncle Ruckus, then that's what you might consider a coon. Or when you watched Django, when Samuel L. Jackson was just holding on to Massa when Massa was down, like, that's a coon. I'm talking about the epitome. That's an alpha coon. If there's a term as an alpha coon, that was an alpha coon. Uncle Ruckus is probably a tier below that, but he's like a first line general coon. Then you have your coons, like I would say like a Candace Owens type, Officer Tatum. He could be pretty coon like. Who else? A lot of people like to throw in Stacey Dash, and it's not always linked just to politics on, you know, whether you vote blue or red, but even in music, you have the I only date white women type of rhetoric in rap. I've heard it from Lil Wayne. I heard it from Rick Ross, and they talk about light skin, pretty white, not white, but you know, just of lighter tone. Even though they're talking about black women, that's still coon like to me, sellout like to me. You know, any person who attaches themselves to colorism and play both sides of the light skin, dark skin dynamic. Well, I don't date light skin women. I don't date dark-skinned men. I don't date light-skinned men. I don't date dark-skinned women. Colorism. That's coonish. I even heard somebody ask a question. Would snitch be considered a coon? Nah, you just a teller. You just a bitch. Flat out. So in my opinion, a coon is someone that sides with the other side, that doesn't look like them, find every opportunity to belittle, separate themselves from something that's similar to them. And it's a lot of examples. You can have coonish behavior, like in the Sonya Macy shooting or any cop shooting. How people view George Floyd. A lot of people say George Floyd was a crackhead and a criminal, and say that, okay, if he wasn't a crackhead and a criminal, he probably wouldn't have died the way he did. It's coon talk to me. I don't care how you cut it. It's coon talk. Any police shooting, let's use the Sonya Macy one for example. I've heard men try to defend, not necessarily the officer, trying to defend the situation and justify why she might have been shot. Like she was the catalyst at getting shot in the face. If you can side with something like that, you're a coon. I don't have the definition of coon pulled up, but I think I gave you some examples to where you can figure it out. Who's a coon and what is a coon? Can you be an upstanding citizen in a black community? Contribute to the community. You pay your taxes. You live a clean-cut life. You contribute to the raising of your kid, you know, helping old ladies across the street, and still be a coon? Absolutely. You know how? If you're around a bunch of other folks that don't look like you, and you join in on the fun of critiquing black folks or talking negatively about, you know, people that look like you, just your association around a bunch of other folks, but you allowing them to put down your background and black folks and people that look like you. So it's all kinds of ways to become a coon or be attached to the coon label. And that's the side I wouldn't want to be on. I wouldn't want to be looked at like that, judged like that, characterized like that. Because once you get that label, you can't shake it. Another thing that bothers me, some folks think that when you point out coons, you're speaking of a place of a victim mindset. I ain't no damn victim. I work hard for mine. I don't let racism stop me from accomplishing anything in life. I don't view non-black people as better than me. I am smart enough to recognize what the dominant society is. I am smart enough to recognize things I need to do and challenges I might to conquer to reach certain goals. Because you have to be a fool to think that there aren't any obstacles set up to deter you from accomplishing those goals based on the color of your skin. But that's not a victim statement. But a lot of these YouTube guys and these conservative pumpers will take a statement like that and say that you're a victim. That's not a victim. That's just me seeing the reasons why some things happen. There's reasons and there's excuses. And a lot of folks who try to call out people who can recognize racism, they like to call those people victims. But anyway, being a coon is detrimental to the black community. I don't care how you slice it. You're an enemy of progress if you contribute to the negativity towards your own and you side with the other society and you stand over there and you throw rocks over here, but you hide your hand over here and you think you're accepted, but you're truly not. You're just a pawn. So if you pander to the other cultures and constantly dissect your own, is that self-hate? Possibly. I think it's a built-in inferiority complex, and you can't live like that. But that's all I got. So just be careful when you watch these panel shows, and sometimes they're split down the middle. A coon is going to stick out like a sore thumb, man. They don't even know that they're recognized as a coon. I don't even like the term coon, but I'm using it for the context of this video and for the video that I watch. But that's all I got. So just tell me what you think. What's a coon and who is a coon? And shout out to DJ Hamp and This Might Be Risky, because I was watching that panel show and it made me think and they show a lot of different faces, a lot of different characters. But you listen to people talk long enough, you know all about them. And when you side with the list of Coon characteristics, you gotta own that. All right, that's all I got. I'm out of here.